Shady Sports, what's good, man? I got a really special lineup with me today for our show. I got Coach B, my boy Cody, and my boy AC. How y'all doing today?
Can't complain,
I'm doing good,
it's
man.
another day.
It's
And
good to be
I'm glad
back.
we got Shady on call here with the audio. Uh, I don't know if he should be able to hear us, but now we'll kind of get started here with the TAL. I want to get y'all's thoughts. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen here. Memphis, Tennessee. As I said, so I want to just clarify. I was first to this news about 2 months ago. Coach B, you remember you on the show. I said Memphis would be getting a TAL team, so really excited to see that come to fruition. We'll start with Sam on the audio line. What do you think about Memphis getting a team finally?
I'm sorry, was that me?
Yeah, that was you. Yep.
Okay. I actually think it's a great timing. I don't know if the
Can you hear me?
TAL.
Yeah, I can hear.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I don't know if it was intentional on the timing, but the choice to move to Memphis was impeccable because if you look, obviously the UFL is moving out of Memphis, and one of the big reasons that they were not able to find success there is they were never in the city. So now you get a team that's going to be in the city, that's going to be there, the entire off season. You can build relationships with the players, with the coaches, with the staff, and I think honestly Memphis is going to support that a lot better than they did the Showboats or previous teams because of that. So I think that this has a unique situation, and I think the timing lines up perfectly to where fans want the football there because they just lost the Showboats, but at the same time, they need somebody that's actually going to be in the community, and I think this is a perfect middle ground for fans looking for football in Memphis and getting it with an arena football team now.
Most definitely. And AC, I know you have a unique perspective. Obviously, you played down in Tennessee professionally, so you kind of see things from a different lens. What do you think about Memphis?
Um, it's one of those wait and see type of things. You know what I mean? Like I understand. There's a rich culture of football in the state of Tennessee in its own. When we was in Nashville. We stayed in Murfreesboro, where Middle Tennessee State is. So there's a lot of football being played around there, especially with the University of Memphis down there too. So I mean, it's kind of a 50-50 shot. You know what I mean? Like they could embrace it, they could not. You know what I mean? It just depends what the culture is down there right now, what the atmosphere is like, what people are invested in right now. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times it got a lot to do with the financial structure of your city as well. You know what I mean? If people are having a hard time, ain't nobody thinking about the football.
Most definitely. Cody, we got you out of hibernation finally, so I want to get your thoughts on this.
I mean, anytime a league, especially indoor arena, can expand, you're putting yourself into a good spot to get new fans, new market, better exposure, things like that. It also goes kind of hand in hand, like what he was saying with, like Memphis is what they're the 12th team in the college football playoff. There's exposure going on. They just lost last night, unfortunately, but there's something within that community, within that city that is very good with football. I know Memphis is a college town. Like they haven't had a lot to celebrate until recently with all of their bowl wins and, Paxton Lynch and all of that stuff amongst other players from Memphis. So yeah, like, I don't know. A lot of things when it comes to that area haven't bode well. You think about the Memphis Explorers and the AF2 and other, failed ventures. There's not a team right now until now, but different style, different way of going about it. I think it could be a fit, and it's kind of out of the way. It's not out of the way, but it is kind of out of the way of what you've seen with the other TAL teams, with obviously St. Joseph, Duluth, things like that. Down that I-35 corridor or whatever the case could be. So I like it. They're kind of branching out slowly but surely. They're doing these expansions, so I like it.
Yeah, before we go to Coach B, AC, I kind of wanted to ask you. I know you've been vocal about the TAL, kind of what level it is. Do you believe maybe like a merger with another league like the AIF or AL2 would be a benefit for the TAL?
as long as like what I've heard about the TAL, like they would have to convert to traditional rules. With it being called the Arena League, it would make no sense for them not to play arena rules. But I think that will legitimize the league because right now it comes across as more of a gimmick league. You know what I mean? Like it's the style of play, the rule of play. Like you don't necessarily want a league where only specific players fit it. You know what I mean? Because then the turnaround from who you get and how they progress as well, um, it kind of is hindered like that. You know what I mean? So I definitely think if they joined another league with legitimate arenas and things like that, so they could actually kick instead of the throw offs and stuff like that, I think that would benefit the league in its own. Right now, it's like its own unique brand, kind of like um, in a way, it's like how the X League was, where they did like the instead of doing a coin toss, they did like the X dash and stuff like that. It's kind of along those lines, but like the traditional positions aren't the same. You know what I mean? Like there's centers going out for I don't know if they still do, but I remember watching the game one time and the center could go out for a pass. You know what I mean? Like that's more of flag football with pads on. You know what I mean? But I think now that whatever market you is in that they're in is adapted to the arena game or playing inside, just join a league where there's more teams and it should be fine.
I agree with you, Coach B. I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on who you think, about this, but who do you think should be the head coach of this team?
It's kind of hard to tell. Like he said, it comes down to you need a guy who been a coordinator who's trying to build his resume, or somebody who's local in the area that the fans know. That's what you would want to get to be the head coach of that team. Like you said, the TAL is a league of their own. You have to have a unique style to come and play there. It's flag football with pads on. That's exactly what it is. I think that's what they thrive on, and they make their money off it being different. But it's still not on the same level as an IFL, NAL, or AF1. So you competing. I love the streams they get, but they streams been down last season too from the first season. Uh, so you would have to really build up that market. Like Memphis wasn't a big market. They they love outdoor ball, but indoor ball hasn't done fairly well in Memphis. So it's gonna be somebody who you got to hire now. And only thing I don't like with the TAL, they wait so late to introduce their teams and don't give their organizations enough time to build, recruit, get sponsors. It's you have to. They should have announced this back in August just to get a head coach in there so he can get a proper staff and proper ownership group to help market that. Like right now, the lead owns the team. They own Benji Axman as well, right? So the Axman, are they coming back? You got they had Coach Brooks job in Pueblo because he said he didn't like what it was down there, and he wasn't getting the financial help from the league. So it's if they didn't have
Hmm.
the financial help and they owned Benji, what you think is going to be with Memphis and you're the owner down there? I think before the league starts putting teams in new markets, make sure you got a solid ownership group, because if you don't and you can't get one before the season start, now it's on the league to fund these teams. And basically, from what I've heard, it's the owner of the league is the guy who owns the Woo. He's not going to give another team more money to be his team, so their budget is going to be smaller
Hmm.
than any other team in the league. So you got to think about that. You going into there where if you're a coach trying to take that job, it's going to be hard because you don't even know if you're going to get adequate pay because what the budget's like. So I think it's just is
Hmm.
the TAL is a good league for players who's coming up trying to get.
Oh, let Coach B come back on. Shady, I know you have some insight on Claire and kind of the situation down there. Can you kind of provide it? What's going on down there that you know of? So
Well, I think what Coach B said is fairly correct. The support for the team wasn't great, and as we know, the team was taken over by the league, fairly late in the circuit last season. I think it was like a month before they kicked off or something like that, when we got the news that they eventually had taken over. So, um, I understand Coach B's concerns. I have actually heard that there might be new ownership coming into Eau Claire. So I think that could change a lot. I think, to be completely honest, Jeff Holmes with the Iowa Woo, owning multiple teams is a lot for any one person, especially when, you're talking about three different teams at once. So
Hmm.
I don't necessarily know that he was favoring any one team, intentionally. Now, I mean, obviously the Woo were his baby. That's what he came into the league with. So he probably, if it was going to put attention anywhere, it was going to be that team, of course. But I do think that is definitely a concern. If you can't attract a coach that's going to be quality enough to make the team competitive fairly quickly, then you have to question if the model is really working. And I still am a believer that the TAL is doing it the right way, establishing teams and markets and then bringing in ownership groups rather than trying to have a new ownership group, build it from the ground up. But at the same time, things have changed quite a bit over the past couple of years, or this past season. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on. I did get some confirmation earlier this week. It sounds like two more expansion teams will be coming,
Yes.
and they'll round out to, I believe, 8 teams for 2026. So very interested to see what the other markets are. I know, Tommy Benizio and his group are very involved with the league, and they did a lot of work in Memphis, and they seem very excited about the foundation they were able to build. So I'm very optimistic about what's going to happen for the team.
You are
For sure.
correct, Shady.
Let's,
They are adding two more teams.
yeah, I
Yep.
agree. And I wanted to ask you about that, Coach B, and we'll go around the horn too. We'll start with AC. AC, obviously, two more expansion teams. What markets do you think make the most sense for the TAO to go to?
Um, Markets. I honestly don't have any answer, man. Like I'm so confused with the way that they choose these markets. You know what I mean? Like you said, the owner owns the team in Iowa. I'm still confused at why you would even put a team in Iowa. It's like 5 teams in the state of Iowa. I don't
the
understand.
the
So
woo
I
the
mean
woo
I
pretty good though, AC. The woo
yeah,
pretty
for
good.
for
I like
sure.
them.
But in terms of like, spreading spreading to reach different markets, there's I believe the Woo is in Iowa, Cedar Rapids is in Iowa, the Iowa Barnstormers, Sioux City is in Iowa, and isn't it's not Quad. There's
Yeah,
another
Quad City,
IFL team in
Quad
Iowa. Isn't
Quad
Quad
Cities
City
in
is in Iowa,
Iowa.
right?
Yep, yes,
Quad,
sir.
Quad City,
That
Quad City's
No,
on the
they're in
other
Illinois.
side. Quad
it's
City's
They're
on
in
the
they're
other side in Illinois, but they're in like Davenport, Iowa. That's one of the four of the Quad cities. So
okay.
no, but
Yeah,
they
so
based out of Davenport, so they are
yeah,
Iowa.
I got you.
yeah,
They
I
they
got you.
they
I got
stay
you.
in like Moline,
yep,
that's Illinois, but
Moline.
it's like yeah, but the team is based out of Davenport and
yeah.
operate and
That's like where their
everything out of
offices and stuff
Davenport.
are. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like I feel like I said, I think the better somewhere like I don't think being in Georgia would have been a bad idea. Um, Trying to think. And there's nothing in North Carolina anymore. So I mean, I think either Georgia or the Carolinas, one of those two would have been a better fit. You know what I mean? But that's just throwing something out there because I'm still confused at how they choose these markets.
I agree. What about you, Coach B? You got any ideas?
Salem, where the Oregon Black Bears was, that arena fits the TAL model, and the fans up there still want football. I think so. I think that would be a good one. You go after markets where the arenas are built like for the TAL, where you can't kick in. So I think if you're gonna
Mm,
add new markets, you find markets where arenas are not high. You can't put field goal posts in there. You can do the throw off, and it benefits you. I would say
mm,
Salem to go more of the East Coast. You could put a team somewhere in Illinois somewhere, or you could put a team in. I would say because Florida has a lot of teams. Put a team in Florida.
yeah, for sure. Not a bad idea.
For sure. Before we go to Cody, I'm gonna give mine. So I like Little Rock, Arkansas. I want Little Rock to get a team so bad. I think that would be a great
Mm-hmm.
market. And then another market would be Austin, Texas, and that's because when the TAL first announced that a voting, and the Austin market finished third in the voting. So
Mm-hmm.
Austin, Tim Brown, I believe, lives in Austin, Texas, or he has a house down there. So that would make the most sense. What about you, Cody? You got any ideas?
I mean, I pulled up the map and everything's really just like Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas. You got Memphis right there. I would say St. Louis, but depending on how the schedule breaks out with how the Battle Hawks are in the was it the UFL now or UFL. I don't know if that would be a nice play off either side. There have been teams in Bloomington, Illinois. That would be a nice place to go. It's within that area. You can maybe put a team in Minnesota, maybe Western Kentucky. I'm not sure what arenas are around there. You might have to go to because there's so many different areas. Like if you're looking at Louisiana, you've already got the Rougarou over there. Look at Oklahoma; they've got the Tulsa Oilers. But a team in Wichita, if you want to. I know the regulators were there for a season or two. They've always had kind of an indoor and an arena presence in Wichita, Kansas. You can probably put a team out there too. Other than that, I mean, you're kind of looking like AC mentioned earlier. Like there's so many teams in Iowa. You're not going to try to put a team in Omaha. You're not going to do that. But yeah, it's one of those things where you're looking at this map and you're just like, you got to find arenas like Coach B was saying too. You got to find arenas that can suit the game well as well. So yeah, you're kind of looking at you're not limited, but you kind of are when it comes to where you kind of put teams. So
There was a team in South Carolina. When I wasn't playing for the Havoc in the AAL, they had an arena that's perfect for what the TAL does. I think they were like the Dragons or something. I can't remember what they were called. But there's nothing in Pittsburgh either. So I'm kind of interested in when the Pittsburgh Power played, where they play at.
they played where the Penguins did, I believe. It's PPG Arena, whatever, I think.
Or I don't know if y'all remember Lehigh Valley, the PPL
It's
Center.
the Steelhawks, yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad spot either.
My issue with that is I think they really want this to be more of like a busing league. Like, so it's like I'm not trying to shoot down where you guys want stuff in like Oregon or North Carolina and stuff. I know people bus regardless, but from where St. Joseph is to Ozarks, that's just a couple of hours on a bus. From Ozarks to Arkansas is probably a couple of hours. So I think they're really looking at more localized stuff.
There's an arena in
Yeah,
I think it's Biloxi. I don't think that'll be a bad spot.
Oh, in Mississippi, that
yeah,
would be nice. Yeah.
yeah. Cody,
Hmm.
you're right. Everywhere we travel by bus. So
Yeah.
we've never caught a flight since I've been with
Yep.
the goats. So we travel
Upstate
by
Dragons. Yep.
bus everywhere.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
I
the
actually
the
like that
Upstate
St.
Dragons
Louis
is the team.
suggestion. I think St. Louis would support a team pretty well.
Yeah, but not for the
They
TAL. They St. Louis, they love traditional football, arena football. So it would have to be like a IFL, AFL team to come to St. Louis. They will not support the TAL.
their
I don't
arena's too big, way too
I
big.
I don't even know the last time St. Louis had like I want to say legitimate, and I want to kind of put that in quotations, but like I don't know the last time they had like a legitimate. Was it the Stampede in like the early to mid '90s in the AFL? Like I don't remember the last time St. Louis had an arena or indoor football team. I could be wrong,
And,
They
but
they had the St. Louis Attack coach.
oh, that's right. Yeah,
Chris McKinney was their head coach,
that's right. Yeah.
yeah,
and their
and they
arena
got
was
yeah,
great.
St.
They just
Charles. If you get
Mhm.
that
hmm
St. Charles arena is perfect for arena football.
yeah, but it's like AF1 type football, not CAL. Like the ceiling is real high. It's a real good arena. I don't know. I ain't been there in a long time, but it was.
But yeah, Shady, do you got any ideas on where they should put a team?
Uh, not anything that you guys haven't already listed. Honestly, I think like Cody said, they're looking regional. So anything off that main drag highway that they're kind of centralizing teams on, would make sense to me. So I mean, I would have to look at a map, and I don't have one open at the moment. But cities along that corridor are going to make a
Hmm.
lot more sense for expansion because that's kind of their model currently. And it wouldn't surprise me to see them try and put another team in Minnesota. They had a lot of success there with the Monsters, and I know that team's moved on, but that doesn't mean the market's necessarily burnt for you. So
For sure.
obviously that arena that they played in is no longer going to be occupied by them because you can't play AF1 football in there. So the venue's available. So it could be another direction for them to go where it keeps some fan familiarity with their branding and their markets, and then it makes sense from an expansion perspective. You're kind of building on what you already built.
I think you can play AFL style in that arena in Duluth. But for me, with seeing it is big enough. But they got two sides to it, so they're moving over to the bigger side, and I don't think the arena will let another team lease the other side just because.
Mm.
That's a fair point. That wasn't something that I had really considered, but um,
I like this.
that could be. That could be.
I think it's work up here, but they would have to add a whole division. It's like one of those things where that's why the ENTLFA. The long term vision of that was to merge with the TAL and create a national league. So that would have made sense, but an individual team won't at this point. I like this a
Aren't
lot.
they trying to have a tryout, Chris? Aren't
Yeah,
they the NTL and they charging 250 a player for the tryout? Like, come on, they didn't even be successful in the
That's crazy. Charge you a game check.
I like this a lot. Chattanooga, Tennessee. I think that would do well. Honestly, it's a good market right near Memphis.
how
Um,
is it close to Memphis?
I believe so. Yeah. But yeah, I think that would be good. Let's see. Duluth has two arenas. Yes, this is true. So Duluth has a convention center and they have a big arena. So for the AF1, they're moving into the bigger side of the arena that fits 11,000 people, which is really interesting. I do want to get AC's thoughts because we haven't had you on since. Do you think Duluth or Minnesota now moving to the AF1 makes financial sense for them as a franchise?
Um, from what I know, the owner has the financial backing for it. So yeah, I mean, I think if he feels they're good enough to test that water, then they should. You know, in my professional opinion, the roster is going to have to change a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's in any field. Whenever you win in a smaller league, everything has to be upgraded. You know what I mean? Because now you're going into a league with specialists of that specific brand of football. So to go in there, it's just like anything else. If you take your tools from an old league to a new league with a higher level of play, you can't expect to be successful. So I think it makes a lot of sense for them to go ahead. I mean, what more ground were they going to cover in the TAL? I just hope they do themselves the due diligence in terms of upgrading their roster to be able to compete. Like the arena game is based off of knowledge, not necessarily talent. That's the difference in the indoor game and the arena game. You know what I mean? That's why guys played longer in the arena game because it's all about what you know. You know what I mean? How you manipulate the rules. Um, knowing that as a receiver, knowing the angles of the arena. So you can know how to run your routes coming out high or coming out flat. Knowing the defenses. It's all everything is based off of a two up, two down. It's just different nuances thrown in. So
For sure. I guess for my last TAL subject before we move on to IFL because we got a lot to talk about for the IFL, but would
Hey, hold
be
on, Chris. I would like to make a statement. The
sure.
Goats is the only team to have a winning record over the Duluth Harbor Monsters. We are 2-1. The only team that really got their number. And I'm proud to say that, Tony. Deron Clark, y'all know that. We are the example.
You got a comment for you, Cody.
What are they though? It's the St. Joe's goats, right?
I need one too, Coach.
We the St. Joe goes now.
Yeah.
St. Joe, yeah. But I guess my question for you, AC, we'll let Coach B get reconnected. Final TAL question. Do you think an IFL assistant, like you look at Bowens Bagante, right? Young guy, jumps over TAL. Do they benefit anything by coaching in TAL? Or when you get into coaching eventually, would you say you got offered like a TAL head coaching opportunity? Would you take that over IFL assistant opportunity?
I wouldn't take the TAL. Only way I would take a TAL job would be as like if I was in the IFL would be as a head coach. It would never be as a coordinator. Not if I've already been proven in the IFL game. You know what I mean? Like Bones is already proven as an IFL coach. So for him, it just depends. Like if he's looking to mold younger players, prepare them to move forward, I get that. If it's his personal goal in terms of just as a coach, the IFL is the place you want to be. You know, that's the best ran, most organized. In terms of dotting your I's and crossing your T's, they're the best league at that. You know what I mean? And the it's not that there's not talent in every league. There's definitely talent in every league. But the culmination of talent in the indoor football league right now is head and shoulders above every other one.
I agree, 1,000%. But we'll hit a quick break and then we'll move on to the IFL. We have an interesting kind of post on one of these forums that Cody sent to the group the other day that I kind of want to talk about. From what's the account name, Cody? It's like Love Arena Football.
It's just Love FB, which again, it's all rumors. You take all that stuff with a grain of salt, man. So whether or not it's true, the truth will come to fruition in time. But like I said, rumor mill is always spinning.
When is this?
Grant Russell into the end zone, touchdown! Russell has to step up in the pocket, has some room in front of him, gets one three-step drop, here comes the pressure, passes complete to Flowers, back to pass, pressure coming, has somebody in the end zone, touchdown! Russell, pressure's coming, Russell able to escape, still on his feet, and will be brought down at the looking, has plenty of time, has Flores at the 15, he's at the 10, and Russell has it on the outside, like I said, he ain't taking a slide, Russell steps up, lets one go, Robinson makes the circus catch. It's going to be a low snap, here comes the pressure, and the pass is going to be complete, and making the catch of Grant Russell. Russell, back to pass, looking, he has Robinson makes the catch, and will be brought down on the play by Isaiah Hall.
So, I think, there's a lot of rumors, right, that go around. Cody, you mentioned it. I'm going to let you kind of introduce this little quote right here and kind of just read it, talk about it. I want to get your thoughts first.
So really quick, first off, before I read this, to Coach Davis, I don't have a Nighthawks hat, but I do have one of these, and this fits just perfectly. So I will just say that. But to the rumor mill at hand, excuse me, Love Football on Arena Fan kind of posts cryptic messages and just kind of some inside the indoor football league kind of stuff here. So what she was saying the other day, which she has made sure to say that it is a woman. So my guess right now is no new other teams other than the New Mexico teams or the Chupacabras. They still have no idea if Mass has a home, which that's been in flux for months. I know, Krish, you are well on top of that. So making a schedule is fruitless. Also, there is a lot of very, very bad blood amongst competing ownership factions, factions, as well as between the factions and the league execs. So much for being partners. This does not bode well for stability. And if the money people finally exit as they claim, which to my knowledge, over the years of kind of covering this, I believe it is the Germain family that bought the league a few years ago. They owned Frisco. They tried to expand to the Columbus Wild Dogs. So I think that's who they're talking about, the money people. They were doing over the past seasons salaries of the powers that be. So I'm thinking like front office of the Indoor Football League will be drastically slashed. And if this occurs, look out. So the stability that you see might not be there. It could just necessarily be smoke and mirrors. Now, is this true? It's on the internet, so obviously it is. I'm kidding. We don't know. But there's something about it to me where there's smoke, there might be a little bit of fire. And part of this to me, like I mentioned in the chat, was you have multiple ECHL ownerships. You have, Vegas, Fishers, Tulsa, a couple of other things. You've got kind of the old heads that have come from the AFL from way back in the day. Now, I'm not saying that there's bad blood or anything like that, but you're just trying to piece this stuff together. I'm really not trying to speculate. I'm just trying to put this stuff together. But if any part of this is true, then something's bubbling. And I don't know. I just is there someone just trying to ruffle feathers? Sure. Is it someone that could just put something up here completely fake and hope that we run with it? That could also be true too. But if you're posting this on the forum, you know a little bit. Whether or not it's true, we don't know. She also goes on to say that Kevin Guy is the shadow commissioner of the IFL, and there's like this whole it feels like there's like this underground cabal that people think, in the real world, that like the secret government runs the entire world and stuff. So it's so weird to me. But yeah, that's where we're at with it. I think you might be muted, Krish, unless you're talking.
Yeah, I'm just let's be fair to count it. Yeah. AC, let's get your thoughts on it. I know you have a lot of stuff to say, and then I got stuff to say too.
I mean, whoever the person is, they seem pretty insightful. So I don't really have an opinion on this one. I'm just here for the comments. What sparked this?
I think there are people that, like, when you've seen other leagues already release their schedules, and like, I think the biggest thing for me would be Massachusetts. Whether the cat's out of the bag or not, they're relocating to Florida. Like, I that's what I've heard. Like, whether it's Orlando, Tampa. I mean, Orlando seems to be the front runner. Things along those lines. Like, the other thing about it is, in the last year or two, like, the Indoor Football League has gone just completely radio silent. Like, Todd Tryon used to do an Inside the IFL thing every single week, and he stopped doing that last year. There was this whole run out of the Indoor Football League network that was just kind of botched. I've talked about it multiple times. Like, the league is in good hands. I'm not saying, like, there was a point in time where the Indoor Football League had 6 teams, and you were wondering if any of those teams were going to jump to other leagues. And like, that would be the death knell of the Indoor Football League. They've come back from worse. So that's the reason why I'm not putting like too much credence into this. Are there warring factions? Okay, cool. They have to sort that stuff out. That's what adults do. Like, that's what the owners will do. But like I said, I think the Indoor Football League has been through much worse than what they're doing right now. I think some people want egos and control on one side. Other people want egos and control on the other side. And you just kind of go through that. Like, you'll probably see the same thing in the NFL. You'll see the same thing in the NBA. You'll see the same thing in Major League Baseball. Like, that's what the ownerships do. They talk about this stuff. Like, you go through it.
For sure. I mean, that Kevin Guy is the shadow commissioner. That's pretty funny. It's pretty spot on. Like, I mean, a lot that he says goes.
The only reason I bring that up is because it's posted on the forums. Like, I don't try and, like, myself personally, I don't try and like report rumors or stuff like that. If it's on the forums, it's like, okay, people are saying this stuff, so let's talk about it a little bit. Like, if people are saying these things, okay, let's see what people are saying about it. But does that mean it's true? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's the shadow commissioner, but I do say he he does have a lot of input, and he
Oh,
always
absolutely.
wanted to go his way. So, and I think a lot of times it does go his way, so it won't go into any other type of deal.
Being down there in Tucson though, um, it would be more of a backstage conversation. You know what I mean? But he definitely got some pull. Um, he 100% got some pull.
Oh yeah, I heard, like, again, these are all rumors, but back when the indoor football league was 6 teams and you had like the 5 up in the Great Plains area, and then
Hmm.
Arizona came in, like there was some struggle, and then Tucson came about, and then they started getting a boom of West Coast Southwest teams. So it's like it's kind of a double-edged sword where it's like, okay, if Kevin Guy has this much pull, and him and the abilities of the league are able to get teams in the Southwest, whether it's Bay Area, San Diego, whatever the case could be,
Hmm.
that's great. But then he's got power, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but then it's like he's got a lot of pull. People are going to look towards that influence, and then, like I said, that's where a power struggle can be. I'm not saying Kevin Guy's a bad guy at all. What I'm saying is that's the dynamic you deal with. There's definitely a lot more to it. It's all behind the scenes stuff. We're just looking at it from this.
For sure. And some people that put the connections together, like if you pay attention to how it went, like you said, with the West Coast when they came in, it was kind of like an AFL coach link up in that region of the IFL. You know, you had Bay Area's head coach come in, you had Les Moss come in. Um, it's always like that, like AFL tenured guy
Hmm.
that's in that area. You know what I mean? From northern Arizona to Tucson to Bay Area to obviously Arizona. So it is interesting how that kind of just sparked up, start blossoming in the West Coast like that. I can't think of who was Duke City's head coach.
Griggs,
Uh, yep,
Yeah.
Griggs. That's
or
right.
no, it started with a P. Something Pamonte. I can't remember his last name.
But yeah, Bramante.
Ramonte, that's what it is. Yeah.
Bramante, yeah. But yeah, no, I'll give my thoughts on it, and then we'll go to Coach B. So I'll kind of start off the top. My guess is right now there are no new teams other than New Mexico. That's true. So that's a fact. We all know that there's no new teams. They would have announced it by now. They still have no idea if Mass has a home. That's false, right? We've had a home probably for the last month. It takes a lot of time to finalize things. Like, you don't just move states or move across the country per se and get that done right away, right? So I think Jawad deserves a lot of credit for making it happen. This late in the off season. So that's not. I mean, that's not like happening. And then there's very, very bad blood. I mean, Green Bay and Arizona is the only thing we see
Nigga,
publicly,
it is freezing.
right?
Yes, it is.
So it's kind of crazy. We see that publicly, with them beefing, but it's more Green Bay. They're just salty they lost 2 players. Like, it's not that deep. You know what I mean? It happens every year. And then so Michelle, I mean, so Cody, my thing when you said this about like the money people leaving, I was thinking more like Roy Choi down in Bay Area leaving the league. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's what they're talking about, or no, you don't think so?
Roy Troy and the Germains. Because
Both?
what skin do the Germains got? They don't have Frisco no more. They have not never launched Columbus. I know it's another arena team moving to Columbus in a smaller team, a smaller league. So, like, what ties do they really have left with the league? Like, they just wasted. They wasted money on it.
Columbus also got the new UFL team, the Aviators.
Yeah,
So that's pretty much like you're not going to Columbus for that.
and you got to realize that Germains is like the biggest main sponsor for Ohio State Buckeyes. Like, they
Yeah,
provide a lot of their players and stuff with NIL deals. Like, so they really losing money with the IFL, and they could be making more money with NIL and Ohio State players and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And Coach Davis said that sounded like Gina from from Duke City who posted that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's wild.
I have no idea who love FB or love football or whatever it is. No idea. All they've said on the forums over the years is it's a woman. They like. I'm not going to out the private chats that we had. The only thing I will say is like she's been in the know for years, and I'll leave it
Yeah,
at that. We've talked extensively. There's some stuff that she's told me. She's gotten plenty of stuff wrong. Like I think last year or 2 years ago or something, she was saying that there's going to be a complete southeast like corridor that's going to open. She was saying that there was going to be Greenville, South Carolina, owned by the Greenville ECHL team. Whether or not that's true, it's still up to interpretation. That can still happen. She was also saying that there was going to be a team possibly in Virginia. The Orlando Predators were going to come back, and that there was some dealings with Orlando this last offseason. There's just a lot of stuff that like might be true. There's plenty of stuff she's gotten wrong too. So like I said, you can take this stuff and be like, oh my God, this is absolutely true. 100%. Catch your breath a second. That's all I'm trying to say with it.
I like Coach Davis' comment. Maz has an arena. Will be announced shortly. Schedule is done to be released on Tuesday.
But see, that's what I don't get, Coach B and Cody and AC too. It's like Green Bay, she said on the show that the full schedule will be released on December 17th. So like I'm kind of confused. What do you think about that, Cody? Like
that and like this is for me, this is where it needs to kind of go. I love Coach Davis. I love the coaches, the players, front offices that are trying to be very transparent with how the league is going. Because what you see, well, like what you don't see behind the scenes, yes, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on, but it's like we need to all be on one page. And that's not just the indoor football league. That's every damn arena indoor league. Like you've got to be transparent. You've got to let people know. And that's the thing I was getting at earlier with Todd Tryon doing his Inside the IFL. He interviewed coaches. He interviewed, I think, players at some points in time. Like you were able to get information from him. He was able to tell you once a week, like, hey, this is what's going on. So that's what I kind of liked in the last couple of years, but going completely radio silent, it builds this speculation. You don't know what's going on. You don't hear anything. You're left to just creating rumors. You're left to just figuring out a little breadcrumb and running with it. So that's where we're at. You just need transparency. If what Coach Davis says is true and the schedule will be out Tuesday, great. I am all for it. That you need people to know, and you need people to start getting season tickets. You need people to start buying tickets and figuring out, like, again, I plan on traveling to Tulsa, Iowa, Quad City, like all of these, and I don't know the schedule yet, so I got to plan that stuff out. Other people do too. So
it's hard for you to even get tickets when you could get cheaper tickets to travel right now, but you can't do that because you don't have a schedule.
Exactly.
And I'm with Cody. I think all leagues need to be more transparent. A lot of these leagues, their main website is not updating. They need to start updating their websites. What's the point of having a league website if you're not updating? And you got a news section for news. Put the news there. We shouldn't be hearing it from Coach Davis or certain organizations. We need to hear it from the commissioner and the league or the league's page. That's NAL, IFL, AF1,
right.
UIFL, whatever league it is. They need to start being more transparent and keep your websites up to date.
Yeah, that's been a huge gripe of mine for a very, very long time. Like, if you go to the Indoor Football League website, I'm on it right now, they still do not have New Mexico in their top header. New Mexico has been announced for a very, very long time. They finally took Bay Area off, but it's like, don't you want to promote the brand new team? I don't even know if New Mexico has their own website. I don't know yet. They might, but that could be the reason why they're not on there yet. So, yeah.
That's another thing. You can't have, if you're going to be a team, ownership, that should be one of the first things you're doing is getting the website up and running just to have. Like you need to hire front office staff before you hire coaches and stuff like that. So you can have adequate marketing, social media, fan engagement, awareness, ticket sales. Like that's something you bring in first.
Yeah.
I agree with this too. Like obviously, you got the TV deal coming, right? I mean, it's public information at this point, right? It's been spoiled for a while. And then the other stuff, I mean, I think a betting partner maybe, but I mean, I understand, but it's like at the same time, like my team is moving, so I know my team is not here anymore, but there's really people that think that we're still going to be playing in New England, which is not happening, right? And so I just, you know what I mean? It's like 4 months to activate a new market is a short time for any team, in my opinion. So
But I
I don't
think I
really
think
see
your team need to be more transparent on what they're
exactly.
doing. Even y'all fans don't know what's going on. So even if y'all do move, y'all still might have fans in mass that want to follow y'all. Y'all need to be more transparent. Like it's silence from mass. Like and that's not
No,
good.
I mean a statement though. He put out a statement saying that we're moving. So at least
Yeah.
like we know we're
He
not
put
in
out a
that.
statement 2 weeks ago, and y'all been moving for almost 3-4 months. Like, come
Yeah, but
on.
like the deal and everything, the arena deal. So it's like I know what you mean though. But like yeah, I see like it's across the board though. Like Cody was saying, like she said December 17th. I have that date circled on my calendar. And so now we're here in Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like it's so
Yeah.
far off.
Hey, can you highlight Coach Davis's Aaron Rodgers quote, because I do want to comment on that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Coach Davis said the league is changing website providers. They did try, I believe, last year with that, because there were screenshots on the Indoor Football Forum from Fishers and Green Bay that had different websites, and then it went away. So I don't know if it was just too close to call, but I do remember that happening last year where they were changing websites and doing things like that. So if that's what the case could be, then fantastic. Like
Then
if
Coach Davis need to make a statement. Hey, we're changing websites. Be patient with us. Give us time to, you know what I'm saying? Be transparent. You can't just tell us, oh, relax. No, be transparent. It's fans. You got fans in Canada. You got probably fans international who's trying to keep up to date as well.
Exactly. And then we got this comment from Lobo. And see, Lobo's in the know. Like he's part of this move process, so he'll understand. Like, and I get you, man. I feel you. Trust me. Like I know you would release the news now if you could, but there's certain things, and I get that. But I also think, for any team, it's like you can always say, okay, we're gonna announce at a later date. You know what I mean? Or hey, we're moving here. This will be announced on this date, right? Give fans a date and a time to look forward to, like I like being able to plan ahead for things, so that's like the NFL, right? It tells us, okay, they tell us 2 months in advance when the schedule is coming out. I think
Right.
that's how it should be. But I guess my last thing on this is for you, AC. Obviously, you've been a part of a lot of different like moves, and you've seen a lot of different things. Do you think the Pirates moving this late in the process is a good idea?
Um, I guess from a player standpoint and knowing how fans would think, it's really hard. Like I told you a while ago, it's hard to um, relocate in basically the season. Like I believe you need like a full year to be able to do everything. Get um, the arena stuff. That's the business side of it. That should be able to take care of itself. But then when it comes to acknowledging to your season ticket holders that you're leaving, tell your players that you're relocating. So your local guys, they're pretty much out. They got to find probably somewhere else to play, or they won't be playing. So it's just hard. And then from a team standpoint, to get prepared to go into such a competitive role. Such a competitive league with, let's say, 6 months to get ready. 6 to 8 months to get ready. Like it's tough. You know what I mean? Like all praise to whoever can do it, but I haven't seen that be able, like when we transitioned from Atlanta to South Carolina, it was still difficult. A lot of the roster changed, but that's one team just relocating. You know what I mean? So if they do it that way, I just find there's a lot of hurdles from Massachusetts to Florida. You know what I mean? If that's the move, there's a lot of hurdles from there. So I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Like it would be very stressful to me as a player on the team, and also as somebody that's invested in the team alone. I mean, but the owners are going to do what the owners are going to do.
I think we can kind of move on from this, though. We got a good conversation about it. I think the last thing I want to get to, though, with you, Cody, I know you kind of, if you look at the Western Conference as a whole, we'll go to U2AC. What teams do you believe stand out to you the most, and who are your playoff teams? Early, way too early, but give me your playoff teams for the West.
Is it anyone else than Arizona? I mean, that look who Arizona has, and I'll have a new episode of In the Alley out sometime over the weekend or in the next week. But the amount of players and talent that Arizona has had and signed, whether it's been Max Myler, whether it's been Kaimani Clark, like this team is out for blood. Like losing the way that they did to San Diego, Kevin Guy is not going to pull any damn punches. Like Arizona looks like a damn beast in the West. I am curious to see how Tucson does. They are signing some pretty good talent, and they did play fairly decent last season. They are bringing back quite a few players. But yeah, without Bay Area, that means that, and obviously Vegas. I mean, you can't leave Vegas out. They're the defending damn national champs. But with Bay Area out, that opens up a spot for someone. And San Diego, they've brought back some talent too. I want to see how New Mexico does. They brought in Jerome Johnson. They've brought in some talent. Obviously, an expansion team. I don't expect too much from them, but they could rattle off some wins. But as of right now, I mean, your three playoff teams from last year: Arizona, San Diego, Vegas. Maybe Tucson, maybe New Mexico. Like it kind of depends in that realm. I'm not trying to shoo Northern Arizona or anything like that. It's just one of those like. What you saw last year, they're bringing back that same talent, trying to run it back again. We'll see, but I have my reservations. Got to prove it.
They kind of been picked. Some of it been picked apart though in Northern Arizona too, because I think two of their top receivers are gone, if I'm not mistaken.
From Arizona.
From
Northern
Arizona.
North
Yeah.
Oh, from Northern Arizona. Yeah.
NAZ.
Yeah, because Arlen Bruce is in Arizona, and then Deshaun Stoudemire went to Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Chris, I think Vegas is gonna be back up there as the top team. And I ain't gonna lie, I think Tucson might give the Rattlers a little run for their money, but the Rattlers are gonna be powerful. Those would be my top three teams in the West. With honestly, it'll be those three plus San Diego. I think will be the top four. I don't think New Mexico is gonna make it out this year. I like what they doing, but you got to get some playmakers around Jerome Johnson. My guy, congratulations to my guy Colton Hansen. He was my co-OC down in Iowa this year. He's the OC for them. But I think it's gonna be hard for him to train. He was a QB for Cedar Rapids Titans when we played. He was our backup QB up there. He knows the IFL game, but it's just gonna be hard for them to win down there.
we haven't mentioned San Antonio, and they didn't have the best season last year. They do return quite a bit of players, but they did that last year too, and it didn't necessarily work.
Yeah, I just don't think Bain ready yet. I don't think Bain's ready yet.
First year head coach too. I mean, that's another thing. I think them and New Mexico, depending on how the schedule plays out, they could play each other a couple of times. We'll see.
I know San Diego returning 14 guys, but those 14 guys still they got to play and they got to get over the hump. They haven't been able to get over that hump these last couple years.
I know, but if you think about it, like Coach Davis is going to hate me saying this. If Nate Davis doesn't fumble that ball at the goal line, San Diego is going to championship, and I think they win too. So they were one play away, and so honestly, I told Coach Davis this 2 months ago. Like their team that they're building. They upgraded their DB room, right?
Yep.
They upgraded their D line. And also, that's one thing I think about San Antonio. San Antonio's O-line and D-line is light years better than what Tucson and New Mexico had. So they're going to win in the trenches. And if you can win in the trenches, I think you can, you can go forward. So my top playoff teams would be Arizona, Vegas, and then 4 would be Northern Arizona. But I think San Antonio really could sneak in that 4th spot.
I'm a Kaiser guy. I don't think NAZ beating Kaiser.
Who does Kaiser have a quarterback though? He has no quarterback.
You got Arizona's backup, Magali or Magale, however you pronounce it.
He was a street free agent. He's like third string.
It's better than the quarterbacks that they've had in the previous
Yeah,
years.
AC.
They cycle through like 7 quarterbacks a season.
I know, but like Jorge Reyna is better than.
That's fair. Yeah. I will say this though. I do want to put this on
I don't-
record because I say it almost every time. Father Time is undefeated, but Father Time has never met Nate Davis. That dude is a freaking ageless wonder. Just slinging the ball around, man.
This is not true. That wasn't at the 16-yard line. It was closer. It was maybe not at the 5. That was at like the 10. Go back and watch the replay, Coach. I think.
Yeah, but he's still saying even if they do fumble, they get it back. You still got to get 10 more yards in the end zone, and that Vegas defense was a little stifling.
But San
Can
Diego.
y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh yeah.
Well, let me give y'all my 4 so I can throw my little in there. I'm taking Arizona always.
Yes, sir.
Vegas for sure. San Diego. I will never bet against Nate Davis because whenever he's playing, you got a chance. Tucson, I'm gonna take Tucson at 4 because Tucson added 2 dynamic playmakers in King from Jacksonville at running back and Tamori and Terry at receiver.
Terry, that's a big pickup, man.
And Terry, if like I don't know if Drew Dixon comes back, but if they both come back, and then you sprinkle in Jerome Buckner, you sprinkle in Brian Smith, they're gonna be good right there. It just depends who's throwing the rock. But San Antonio's D line was not light years above Tucson's, Chris. You're tripping. Because San Antonio never had 3 to 4 guys that was defensive player of the week. Not one time. Tucson had 4 dudes that was defensive player of the week.
Yeah, Tucson
Within
won
they
because of their defense.
Within their front 7. With J-Mac, with Brooks, and then they got Tatum from Georgia Tech to replace the Mac that had left that had got player of the week before that. So and Tatum is coming back. Brooks is coming back. J-Mac is coming back. So they're gonna be loaded.
Hey,
They're gonna be loaded on the
bet
D line.
don't bet against Kaiser. I'm telling you, he gonna shock you. You see what he
And
did in
like
Mass and Omaha.
if he puts those guys, if Kaiser puts the guys that we had in the same position in the defensive backfield, we might be okay. We need because we had a lot of guys that were built the same way in terms of their play style. So he was kind of just like moving them around. But it's some dogs in the defensive backfield. I think a lot of them had to play positions to fill in for certain. Breon is a dog. Like Breon can go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Ahmad Lyons is a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like we had some dudes that's nice. You know what I'm saying? We were riddled with injuries later in the year. You know what I mean? But if it just depends who play quarterback for real.
Hey,
I mean, I'm still.
J Mac in Tulsa, not back in Tucson. He went to Tulsa now.
Oh, J Mac went to Tulsa.
Yeah.
Hey, that J Mac a problem.
He was really
J Mac a problem.
He was really good. Yeah.
And I mean, but they love Anson though, you know, Coach Yarborough. So they gonna go rock with him if they can. You know what I mean? Tulsa gonna be legit.
Yeah, Tulsa always gonna be a contender.
Tulsa gonna be legit.
They just, I think they need the offense is gonna be where you gotta watch out. The defense gonna be all right, but if you get in the same offense Billy Back gave you in Tucson, then they might go from a contender to a pretender.
Nah, you got
Tulsa never stopped running Billy Back's offense, even though he wasn't there.
Yeah.
The Tulsa offense is the same exact offense from Frisco.
Yeah, but Andre Cole has put his little touch on there.
I mean,
Coles is in Iowa though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying he was there last year as the OC in Tulsa. He put his
Yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying now. I thought you were saying he was still there, and I was like,
who had the better offense last year, Tulsa or Tucson?
Who had the better quarterbacks last year?
Who had the better resources? Right?
I'm saying
who picked up Cam Castro?
I'm just saying though,
we talking about 2 back-to-back MVPs.
AC, you still every dog has his day. You still got to get on that field and play 60 minutes, right?
Yes, that's true.
At the end of the day, you call this if they call if AC calling the same plays as Billy is, and AC's plays was looking a little better. No matter what it is, it's like I said it's the same playbook. So who made it look
I
more
mean,
enticing?
Tucson was starting to look like the Tucson Oilers later in the season. A lot of Oilers came over to Tucson, and they low key looked like the Tucson Fighters because half of Frisco was in Tucson. You know what I'm saying? They kind of just divvied up the players this way. You feel me? Like with TJ getting hurt, then they replaced him with Sam. Like who got that kind of? You know what I'm saying?
I like this a lot.
Y'all know what goes on with that. Yeah, resources.
No,
Who
they
got the
they
kind of resources?
they, they pay him
You know,
$250 and that's it.
yeah, for sure.
They pay him $250 and that's it. Maybe a bonus if you win the game. That's all you pay.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, they got local ownership in Tucson now. Let them build the money train up to get those resources. Let's see how
for
it goes with
sure,
new
for
with new
sure,
ownership now.
All right,
for
let's do the
sure.
East. Let's do the East. We're already talking. Let's do, and then we'll go and
All
AL
we see is hand gestures. We don't hear anything.
Oh shit, my bad.
East,
Didn't mean to cuss too.
He
not
Sorry.
he
Eastern
said
Conference. Eastern
now he
Conference.
said let's do the East. Let's do the East. Who
Massachusetts.
y-
uh,
yeah, who y'all got in the East? He said Massachusetts.
Florida, you mean Florida? But
We don't know that. They haven't
Look,
announced, buddy. So they're Massachusetts still. So, hey,
I'll
I'm
take it. I'll take the rock. Biasy here. I'm gonna say Quad City as a Quad City fan. I know I'm in an Iowa hat, but I liked what Quad City did. They're bringing back DeQuan Neal for another season. They've got their wide receiver in Jordan Vesey. They've got Joe Crowell coming back, and that secondary with the amount of players that they have signed looks freaking deadly. And they brought some guys over, traded from Tucson. They bring back Chimadunga, Keyshawn Moore. They bring Trey Henry over from Tucson. Like that is a very, very good defense. Can that offense go? Remains to be seen. You need DeQuan Neal to stay healthy. Also in the East, Jacksonville is looking pretty loaded. Green Bay, questions at quarterback. Iowa, you do bring in Coles. We'll see how that kind of goes. Tulsa still looks really good, but I think the East is way more wide open than the West. And obviously, we don't know what Massachusetts does, who they sign, Orlando, quote unquote, who they sign, what they do. So you could have some teams fighting for that final spot. I forgot Fishers. They've re-signed quite a few players too, and they
that's
they were
just
they were a tale of two halves. And like the first half of the season, they were just power running, and then they opened up the passing game in the second half of the season. It seemed, and so it's like, what are we going to see from them this year? Is it more power running style? Are they going to mix it up? Are they going to go more air raid? We'll kind of see it, but for me, I can't go against the team I root for. So
all right, I'll get mine. I'll get mine. Hold on. I'll get mine, and then we'll go to Coach B and then AC. So Quad City. I like no order, by the way. Quad City, Tulsa, Indy, and Florida Pirates. So those are my four. I think
I don't know who the Florida Pirates are, buddy.
you're sleeping on Jacksonville, man. Jacksonville bringing in James Cahoon is going to be, and they bring back Jimmy Robinson too. I mean that.
Yeah, but the play call, man. Like I don't think he's. I don't know. So,
We this definitely shows that you are biased towards your team. They don't even have a coach yet, and you're talking about they're
how do
one of the
you
top
know, man?
teams.
We might have the best staff in the world. You know,
On
I know.
Right,
you, coach.
right. You would have been said something about something. We know you. You're not gonna hold back about your mass team. I'm just being honest with you.
Now we you know, Gerard is loading the deck, man. We got a lot of good plays coming in. You know, Coach Davis should be scared. So that's all I got to say. But no, man. I will say one thing. Indy is a nice team. They have great line play, and they got the quarterback to do it. Felix Harper can win a championship in this league. I promise you. I saw him with my own eyes. He's a dog.
Well, they brought in C.J. Wyndham too, and that's a very, very
Yeah.
good get for their wide receiving core.
Who's the receiver? They got CJ, who
Journey Sloan, Coulter.
Cole. Oh my God.
Oh, they got
and
Coulter.
yeah, they got Isaiah Coulter back for another year. Oh, and they re-signed Roberto and Josiah King. So their running game is deadly.
Hey, Adam said Chris isn't in the know with the Florida Pirates.
Yeah, no, and no idea, never heard of it. But no, I mean, And then, okay, so Iowa, I don't think will be good. I think Jacksonville, you're too high on Cody. I think Cahoon's a pocket passer, man. Like I feel like if you can't run in this league, you got to be perfect from the pocket.
I agree, but you offset that with Jimmy Robinson. You have to hope that he stays healthy. And I think having a pocket passer like James Cahoon fits what Gibson wants to do coming over from the NAL, because at that time it was more of an arena style. So I think that fits the mold for his offense and what he wants to do. Having Jimmy Robinson being that running back and then still bringing back Karan Ashley and Marcus Rogers, like that's a pretty good like skill position. I'm curious on how they're going to do on the offensive line. The defensive line looks stacked. The defense to me is what could let them down, because I think the defense was very good last year. Can they replicate that this year? That's what I'm saying. I'm still high on Jacksonville. I don't think they'll be the number 1 seed, but they will definitely be in the playoffs.
Okay. What about you, AC?
Tulsa. That's it. I just think they too loaded, man. Like offensively, like it does depend what their defense do. I don't know much about their defense. I know offensively they're loaded, but I do know that regardless, Chris, Coach Yarbrough gonna make sure that D line straight, and that's the battle. You know what I mean? If you can get to the quarterback, you know what I'm saying? That's the name of the game for real. Like as long as your DBs ain't got to guard for 4 or 5 seconds, you straight. You know what I mean? Like, where did Maynard go?
Who?
The quarterback from Green Bay.
Myler went to Arizona.
Myler, he went to Arizona. Yeah, they solid, but when you remove that piece, that's major. That takes a team from a front runner to a middle of the pack. So I would say like those were going to be my top 2 teams, but
who starts at quarterback for Tulsa? TJ Edwards or Josh Jones?
Josh.
I mean, that's a great problem to have.
Oh, absolutely.
But that Josh Jones is a problem. He is a dog.
It makes you want, like, it makes you wonder, and I don't want to speculate, but with what happened to Edwards, is he going to be fully healthy to start the season?
That's what I was going to say, Cody.
That's what I think
was
the
scared
purpose
of
of the signing was, though.
Yeah.
Because you don't make TJ rush back. You know what I mean? Like, knowing that you got offensive player of the year type dude like in Josh Jones, you don't need him to rush back.
But then you still need to sign another quarterback, because if you want him to rest up, who would it? God forbid.
They got Cody Clifton McDowell from Montana State, right?
Yes, yeah. And then they've also signed Jairus Grissom, who's quarterback wide receiver. They labeled him as a wide receiver, but
he sucks. He went to Michigan. Yeah.
I mean, y'all forgetting that they got Trip Harrington.
They do, yeah. I forgot about that. They signed him from Tucson.
Trip Harrington is a quarterback wide receiver.
You mean he's a former Frisco fighter went over to Tulsa? Whoa.
Hey, so that's what I mean, they're pretty much good in terms of the backup range for Josh Jones. You know what I mean? And I mean, Tripp shown to be, a hell of a target at receiver this year. He kind of blossomed out in that offense. You know what I mean? Like he's one of the guys you just want to get the ball in his hands type dude. Like he's not a wide receiver by trade, but he's a playmaker for sure.
I will say this to your credit, AC. I've got Tulsa's roster in front of me from what they've signed so far. Tulsa's defense looks absolutely stacked. Just the defensive line with Ulrich Jones, like that. Like every time I see Ulrich Jones play, you're just waiting for him to put up his damn hands and just bat down passes. The dude breaks up like 3 passes a game.
And they got a wily vet.
Yeah. And then obviously McMullen is there. They're secondary. They bring in Malik Saunier from Northern Arizona. Nigel Canada comes over from Green Bay. Eugene Ford from San Diego. He was with Sioux Falls a few years ago. They do bring in Cale Jackson, Javon France, former Barnstormer, and they re-sign Sedarius Dawson, Caleb Lee Collins. Like that secondary is really good.
Who won the championship last year?
Vegas.
Vegas' D-line was pretty good, right?
Yes.
Yes, that was.
Yeah.
They had Claude Davis, Maurice Jackson, Lorenzo Hernandez, and Maya Nahanatu.
Who had Claude Davis?
Vegas.
Vegas
Oh.
did.
And then Tulsa had him, and then they released him because he went to a different league. Can't remember which one.
Minnesota Monsters.
He went to AFL with Minnesota. Also Jackson from Indy went to Minnesota too.
No, but okay, so that's another thing. Jackson's a free agent now. He got released.
From Minnesota?
Yeah, I'm telling
Why?
you, it's crazy.
Chris,
I don't know.
Do you remember what I told you about Minnesota?
Yeah, you hit it on the nail.
All right.
Yeah.
No, backstage conversation.
Yeah.
Backstage conversation.
We gonna get that backstage.
Yeah, we tap in.
No, but Jackson though. I said this off camera yesterday. I said if he signed with Vegas, I'm done watching the IFL. If he goes to Vegas, like that's so OP. Where do you think he's gonna sign Cody? Aaron Jackson.
Do you think he fit the AFL or he don't? That's why he left.
Nah, it's something.
Is that
different.
the receiver?
No, that's the DB.
Aaron Jackson.
So what's the Jackson? Is it Arthur Jackson then?
Arthur Jackson with San Diego.
He went back to San Diego, right?
Yeah, he resigned.
Yeah, that's a legit signing.
Here's the thing: where Aaron Jackson signs, why not go back to New Mexico? He was with Duke City for a couple of seasons. I saw that guy get freaking stretchered off. Like, does he sign there? I don't know, but why not? I mean,
because New Mexico need to be trying to find some wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, they really got to get after the offense more than anything. They do have some secondary signed, but like I said, that for me, what better veteran presence on that secondary? You know, like he's done it before.
For sure.
San Antonio. He lives in San Antonio area. He needs to go to San Antonio. But I find it so funny. We should transition to AF1 or no NAL first. But I find it so funny that Aaron Jackson got released because he's the best DB in Minnesota they had. No question. All the defense DBs in Minnesota are not good. And he's by far the best.
I did hear that they did a little bit of overspending in Minnesota, so it might be the case that they trying to get their pocketbook back in line and they had to let a few players go.
Yeah, I mean the previous regime kind of went a little crazy with the money. Me and Coach B, we all talked about this too. But I think you bring in certain players and you hype them up and then you release them. Like I wonder if Claude Davis will end up being released too, eventually. I want to know how much signing bonus. So Cody, I know you've been out of it for a little bit. You heard about the whole Minnesota signing bonus thing about that whole situation?
Yes and no. I mean, from what I've heard, it's just kind of all right. So we're doing this. So
yeah. It's funny. It's a funny thing. We'll go to commercial, but I wonder. I think Aaron Jackson might have stole some money. Not stole some money, but took some money and then.
It ain't technically stealing. He got a signing bonus and they released him, so that's his to keep.
Know. Exactly, but.
Russell into the end zone, touchdown! Russell has to step up in the pocket, has some room in front of him, gets three-step drop, here comes the pressure, passes complete to Flowers, back to pass, pressure coming, has somebody in the end zone, touchdown! Russell, pressure's coming, Russell able to escape, still on his feet, and will be brought down at the looking, has plenty of time, has Flores at the 15, he's at the 10, and Russell has it on the outside, like I said, he ain't taking a slide, Russell steps up, let's go, Robinson makes the circus catch. Going to a low snap, here comes the pressure, and the pass is going to be complete, and making the catch of Grant Russell. Russell, back to pass, looking, he has Robinson makes the catch, and will be brought down on the play by Isaiah Hall.
All right, so we'll move on to National Arena League, AC. I'm going to lead it off with you. You played in the league last year. So what do you think? Who's your favorite team? I will start you off with a question, though, and you can answer how you want. Do you think the Omaha Beef are for real this year, or is a hyper facade?
What's the hype?
The hype is that they're going to win a championship.
Okay. So Salina is definitely my favorite in that league. You're playing their style of play, their game, so now they can get back to what they do with the same caliber of roster guys that they're going to bring back. So that's my favorite. I mean, I guess but what did Booby Miles say about hype? Hype's not real. So at the end of the day, you still got to line them up and play. I feel like Omaha's been a favorite every year. You know what I mean? Outside the 1 year that they did run the table, which is cool. What else has happened?
When are they not going to be a favorite in the NAL though?
Yeah, like I mean, and let's be real, like that's Ricky's league. You know what I mean? How would they not be a favorite? You feel me? Like Ricky runs the team exceptionally well. Um, Fan base is crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of a already made it's an already made team. It's like the team where you just got to keep your hands on the wheel. It's already driving. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But Salina coming back, Salina was so dominant before they left in the indoor. Um, I don't know if y'all can still hear me. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, AC.
Okay, Solana was so dominant when they came in. I just feel like they're gonna just return to form. You know what I mean?
Who
Like
who's their quarterback though? Who they quarterback this year?
I don't know. That's always the question mark. You know what I mean? But in the same breath, is Tommy gonna be the quarterback at Omaha?
No, but they got Demery Croft and Tyler Lowenstein, so they still got two good quarterbacks.
I mean, that's cool. Um, but Tommy is the standard. So can they play up to his standard?
Now that's the question. Can they stand up to his standard? I don't know. I believe Tyler Lowenstein is their quarterback of the future. That's just my opinion. I think he does live up to the hype.
I mean, that's true. And I think I don't want it to be misconceived, like what Ricky just said, that I think that they aren't a successful organization. They definitely are. They did go back to back. 1 year was the CIF, 1 year was the NAL. But I believe, Chris, if we had the conversation when they first got in the NAL, like I don't see how they don't run the table in the league when we change the rules of the league to accommodate them. Everybody that was arena teams were learning to the indoor game. You know what I mean? The Cobras were still built like an arena team. They weren't built like an indoor team. When Sioux City and Omaha came in, nothing changed. It's just business as usual. You know what I mean? So that was, even though I was in the league, I'm like, man, it's gonna be hard to beat a team that's not changing anything. You know what I mean? We had a roster full of guys trying to learn the difference in arena and indoor, trying to do that in a couple months. That's hard to do. But in any aspect, like you said, like whoever is going to win is all like football in its own comes down to quarterback play on any level, high school, college, and pro. So whoever's playing quarterback is going to determine everything. So like I don't know who Solana's quarterback is, but that's going to mean a lot. Same thing with Omaha. Same thing with what do they call it? Southwest Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Southwest Kansas. They just picked up Draco and a few other players. I think Southwest fits the NAL better than they fit the AFL.
yeah, for sure. Um, all those programs are.
Uh-oh, we lost AC.
Um,
Well,
yeah.
I went. I go with my pick. I got Colorado at one, Omaha at two, and then I would say Salina and a tie between Pueblo and Sioux City after that.
Let me see. Um, so I'm gonna take, and you can quote me. I'm gonna take Salina, Sioux City,
Colorado and Omaha. I don't really have an order for them yet, but those will be the top 4 teams, in my opinion. I mean, Southwest Kansas Salina basically just came back home. You know, you can call it the NAL, but it's the rebranded CIF. You know what I mean? So they gonna do what they do. Omaha always the thing about Omaha though, they always had that security chip in their back pocket with Tommy. You know what I'm saying? They always do. Like if he decide I'm playing, I'm coming back, everything changed.
I just don't think he gonna say it this year, honestly.
Yeah, he
And I
moved to
said
San
that
Antonio.
I said that last year because they had
But he lived in
Lorenzo
Lincoln.
Brown.
yeah, they
That's
had
right up the
Renzo
street.
playing.
Renzo still ain't no Tommy Armstrong, bro.
When? At what times?
Now, like
Oh, I'm
last
about
year,
to say. Oh, man, I'm about to say, in Sioux Falls, Tommy ain't Lorenzo.
Yeah.
right? But in Sioux Falls, Lorenzo ain't Chris Dixon either. He really took Sioux Falls to another level, and none of them
Hey,
quarterbacks is
hey,
Dixon.
I mean, Lorenzo is a hard
Tommy ain't no Dixon
Lorenzo.
either.
Lorenzo is a hard argument against Dixon though. Tommy's not.
That's earlier. Lorenzo is a hard argument against Dixon.
Absolutely. Because I think like when you talk about picking up the reins, I think Chris won like 4, Lorenzo won like 4. Ain't it something
But
like that?
you forgot about the range. Chris won it. He won 4 in Sioux Falls, but he won more in Billings as well.
Mhm.
I mean that's true, but
You got
that's
to
true.
realize CD when if whatever league CD in when he was playing, his team was winning no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, ain't no ain't neither one of them Charles McCullum, but we can have that conversation later.
Charles McCullum ain't no CD.
So I want to bring up one point.
CD can't do what Charles did.
I
Charles won in any
yeah,
league,
I agree.
MVP in any league.
Mhm.
Most arena quarterbacks can't play indoor and vice versa. Indoor style quarterback has his unique skill set. You know what I'm saying? Charles, the only person I've seen do it in both brands. And MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, rings, chips, whatever.
Can I bring up one point though, AC? I like your point. You had a nugget in there that I want to hone in on. If Omaha starts with a really tough schedule, right? They play 4 games and then they hit a bye. So they have
Mm-hmm.
Pueblo, Salina, Southwest, and Sioux City. And then they
Mm-hmm.
go to the bye to face Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
My thing that I took from your statement is that if they were unhappy with the play of Lorenzo Brown, so much so that they went out and got Tommy, remember, Lorenzo had 17 touchdowns and 1 interception, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do
Mm-hmm.
you think, say hypothetically, worst case scenario, they start off 2-2 and they go on the bye week and Demery is not playing up to that elite standard? Do you see them making a change back to Tommy?
That's what I'm saying. Like at least they have that in their back pocket. A lot of teams don't have that. Like, yo, we
But
still got this ace in the hole over here. You're like, we don't want to have to call him, but if we got to, you
but Chris
know what
made
I'm
a good
saying?
point. It's different from when he lived in Lincoln to San Antonio. You can't just call him up and hey, come down the street now.
Nah, that's a fact.
You got
That's a fact.
you got
You
to
can
go into
find
that
out.
bag. You got to go in that bag and spend that money to get him up there now. And then that's where you
I mean, it definitely depends. Like you said, like to me, it's all about who's playing quarterback for the teams. You know what I mean? Like that's what it come down to. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm an expert at Denver Cross game or the other guy that you said. Um, if they come in and ball, they come in and ball. All power to them. Same thing with the what is it, Paxton Lynch?
Yes.
If he come in and play, he come in and play. It's gonna be, you know what I mean? It just depends, bro. Like you never know. Right now, we're going off of certain teams, certainty from seeing that, like from seeing them play from previous years. We don't know what Pueblo is gonna look like. We have no idea what Amarillo is gonna look like. What's the other team? The Dallas team?
Dallas Bulls.
Yeah, we
yeah.
don't know. We don't know what
I,
they're
I
gonna look like.
I haven't seen any signings that stand off the wall for Dallas. Have you,
Quarterback nice.
Chris? Have you, Chris?
Yeah, that young quarterback they signed was nice from Santos. He's cold. Traylon Samuel. They signed your boy Traylon Samuel from Wichita. So
Yeah,
that's a
Trey.
nice move.
He live in Dallas, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a nice move. And then but I want to go to you, Cody.
Yep.
Paxton Lynch. I interviewed him this week. Great guy. He's my MVP, obviously. But I think when you look at him, do you think his game, and then we'll go to AC, but Cody, you first, you think his game translates to the indoor style, and do you think he will be successful year one?
I mean, he obviously has the size, but again, there's always been an argument for so many years of, can NFL players play the indoor and arena game and vice versa? Like, we've seen, obviously, Kurt Warner's the huge example of indoor arena people, but you've also seen a couple of other indoor and arena standouts get tryouts and get on 53-man rosters and things like that. You've seen some NFL quarterbacks come through and play arena and indoor. The jury is obviously still out because we haven't even seen him take a snap. I think it can translate well, but you have to have the skill around him and the coaching around him as well. Like, I know that's easier said than done, but there's a lot of variables right now that we just do not know about. So I don't like using that as a cop-out, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, he's great, he's going to light up the league. You don't know. You could be within like the first drive of the game and be like, yeah, this guy's not panning out. Or he could light it up and like, oh, this is great. And then the rest of the season, it's just booty cheeks. Like, it's, yeah.
Chris, it go back to what I said last year. Fred Shaw has to bring in some extra help. He can't coach both sides of the ball and think Paxton's going to be adequate. He really needs to bring in an offensive guy to help Paxton develop into the arena style, and he control that defense. Or if he going to do the offense, he has to bring in a defensive coach so he can spend more time with that offense. He can't do it both by himself.
What Ace? Oh man, I love this comment by Lobo. So I know he's not referencing anyone specific, but this past year we had Kenji Bahar from the UFL. Kenji Bahar, he was a big time UFL prospect, and I thought he was going to be so good. And credit to Cody, and I have to give Cody all the credit in the world. Before Kenji ever stepped foot on our field, you did say that it would take him time to learn the indoor game. And I didn't think that at all. I thought Kenji was going to come in and light it up right away. And I learned the hard way, real quick. So,
like I said, and even AC has said it, and Coach B has too, to an extent. Like, it takes a certain breed to play indoor and arena, and to play certainly indoor versus arena styles. You talk about Charles McCollum or whatever. Like, again, I know people can fantasize all they want about. I mean, I live here in Kansas City, so Pat Mahomes could light up the indoor and arena leagues. Like, he certainly could, but there's plenty of other NFL quarterbacks that probably couldn't. Like, the timing, the routes, everything like that is completely different. So the outdoor game is just so different. And I think it's easier for indoor guys to adapt to a larger field than larger field guys trying to adapt to a smaller field with, guys just a couple yards away blitzing in between the tackles. Less players, less protection. Like,
Chris, Shady, that question, Shady, right there. Why would you let a guy who's never played arena ball come in and call his own plays?
Yeah, I may or may not have
really
asked this question off camera, but we'll get that answer backstage. This is crazy. Yeah, I would
never do that. That's a recipe for disaster, Sam.
I think Paxton Lynch could be good only because of indoor. The same reason you go out and get college guys and bring them into the indoor game. It's a lot more applicable than learning how to play the arena game. The arena game is so unique in its own. Like I said earlier, the arena game is more based off of knowledge. You know what I mean? That's why you would see players play a lot longer in the arena style versus the indoor style. Indoor style is still a smaller field, but like, unless you've been out there or you truly study the game, you don't know what the little small things, like an arena guy, a fast arena guy might not be a fast outdoor guy because his short area burst won't be adequate for a longer field. You know what I mean? Like, even when it comes to route running, if I make you miss, I only got to sprint 3 to 4 yards up the field to be wide open. Versus if I make you miss on an outdoor field, it's 100 yards. He got a chance to catch up. You know what I mean? So those are the things, especially when it comes to running the ball, like running backs not having as much room on the indoor field versus being outside. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to the quarterback position, he can get like I'll give you an example. Our first year, I mean my first year was Grant's first year when we were in Columbus. Grant had never in his entire career taken a snap under center. Then he gets to the arena game, which is traditional under center, and he struggled because it's not something that he's used to doing. You know what I mean? The indoor game, he can step back, be in shotgun, be comfortable. He can see the field. You know what I'm saying? It's more even because now I got a back that can come out the backfield. We can go empty. In the arena game, that ain't happening. Your running back is just another lineman. You know what I'm saying? So we're ultimately at a disadvantage because there's 4 guys in coverage versus 3 receivers. You know what I mean? So it's like the little nuances don't necessarily have to be understood as much in the indoor game versus the arena game. So I think somebody like Paxton Lynch could adapt very quickly. They'll lean heavy on the running game. If Rosario's back, I don't know if he's back or not, but if he is, that's a great guy to have behind him. Then he got his receivers with the new bowls and all of those guys that he can lean on as well. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, if you can hit a dig and an over route, you should be fine.
Yeah, but AC, it's kind of different too. You got to learn that pro and that college hash. Make
Mm-hmm.
sure you got veteran receivers to know how to run those rights and put you in the right situation.
Mm-hmm.
Game management is different from outdoor to indoor.
Mm-hmm.
Everything a little quicker. So
Yeah. If he had to come in and play arena, absolutely not.
I think a
It
good
just
example.
takes too much to learn like right away. You know what I'm saying? But if he coming in and playing the indoor style, I think he'll be straight.
I
yeah,
I'm
think
not
it.
gonna say he's gonna be great,
it
but I think he'll
fits
be
with
fine.
if the indoor style fits what he did at Memphis.
Yeah, for sure. For
So
sure. The indoor style fits the outdoor guys much better. That's why the IFL put how many guys in Canada for years. The
Yeah,
AFL never really did that.
they got Justin Rankin lighting it up in Edmonton right now.
Exactly. Like the AFL never really did like you that's why Kurt Warner's the only dude that's ever left and went and been successful.
I think
Like
Chris, Chris
what was the quarterback from Arizona that went to Orlando?
Drew Powell.
Drew Powell is a prime example. Drew Powell still to this day can light it up in the indoor game. But when he went to play the arena style in Orlando, he had issues because that's not what he's used to doing. Because it kind of takes away his ability to run, which is one of his biggest skills. You know what I mean? Like the way that Mac blitzes every play, the way that you're being rushed off the edge, the way that it's only 3 receivers, it's a quicker decision to make. That's not really his style of play.
well,
Not saying he's not a quarterback. He's still a quarterback. He could do it,
right.
but that doesn't play to his strengths.
I think the difference with that too would be the rule changes within the indoor football league too, because last year they got rid of just the straight bull rush. You can now
Hmm.
stunt and twist and do all of that, and that's going to open up a lot more when it comes to the defensive line rushing the quarterback. And
Hmm.
you don't have to blitz within the alley. You can blitz outside of the guards and everything like that. So that really opens up, like you were saying, to like the quarterback play. You have to get those reads out quick. For the wide receivers, you have to get those breaks in your routes quick. Like you have to. The defense will bear down on you really quick. In the arena game, you just have the one linebacker blitzing. You just have the one straight bull rush. You can't stunt. You can't twist. Now that could be different. Now I haven't checked the rules, but yeah, that's where it's completely different when it comes to the defensive side of the ball.
I did want to do one more thing before we moved on to the NAL. I see this is perfect timing. We got Omaha Beef, Royalty, Reggie Patrick. What's good, Reg? So, most teams and coaches need to go through training camp to identify their rosters, right? We go through training camp and we identify, we see. But I did a simulated Omaha Beef.
Reggie P.
Yep. And I did a simulated Omaha Beef training camp. So I already know which guys are getting cut, and I made a list. So I wanted to,
What?
yeah, I did a
Chris,
simulated
don't wish that on nobody, man. Come
roster bubble.
on, dog. Like,
hey, when he told me this backstage, I cried laughing. Look at
oh,
this
not that
dude.
you gonna post it. Get up,
Look at this dude's
man.
list.
So
He
it's
talking
a
about who
roster bubble. It's guys who
this
are
who
on
he
the
think.
bubble
Yeah,
making the
this who he
roster.
think
Friendly
that's gonna
Howland
get cut.
trade. Kevin Sim. Kevin Simmons is with the Beef.
Yes. Yeah, roster bubble. Again, these are not guys who are getting cut.
Reggie
These
P,
are
what's
guys
up,
who
boy?
go. Yeah, he made the roster, so he's good. But
My
I
thing
think
is,
AC, you agree with
You
all this,
said
right?
Chris Perry's not gonna make it, bro. That's crazy.
He's old.
Okay,
I mean,
I hear that.
it's age, but it's opinion, right? So this is my roster bubble, and it can change as signings come in and out. But I just, I figured these were my guys who I thought so far. I like this D line battle they got going, Chad Hall and Raymond Cutts. I think that would be an all-time D line battle for the number 4 spot. But that was my only
These are the bubble guys.
bubble guys. Yes.
CP's not going nowhere. I'll tell you that.
I told him that too. CP
I
out
don't
here
know,
for
man.
sure.
That
CP ain't
young
going
DT
nowhere.
is nice. Jalen Perkins. I don't know. I think they got a new Darrell Revis.
The reason CP won't go nowhere is because CP can ultimately play your running back as well. Like he can do multiple things, so there ain't
He
no
could
reason
play
for
running back, free safety, strong safety, corner.
But they got Summers.
linebacker. He could do too much.
No, I just but it's an opinion, right? I mean, again, it could be wrong, but these are my bubble
Hey,
guys.
AC though, we got to give him his opinion because what if one of them younger guys do come in there and outplay him? I don't care how much royalty you is. And
Exactly.
I saw Ricky. You said that's crazy, but Ricky, what if you get one of the 4 GMs that's better than him and 5 GMs that's better than him? You can't keep him if you got those GMs unless y'all just gonna be
Oh,
biased about
Jalen
it.
Perkins, man, I'm telling you, I've seen film on Jalen Perkins.
I need to get in the door quickly, okay?
What just happened?
Another
That-
feed cuts out.
I know.
Move back.
Hey,
yeah, that's
did
crazy.
y'all see the comment where they said Ricky got my feed cut out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like Jalen. Okay, so Jalen Perkins.
That's exactly, Ricky. If 5 other DBs beat out Chris Perry, then y'all definitely should win the NAL because that means y'all got some straight dogs.
Yeah, but again, it's not right. I put this list together.
CJ said Omaha must live in y'all's head rent free. Shut the.
For every team, TJ. For every team. So it's an opinion. Again, it's an opinion, but I think I did a good job with this list. And honestly, Ricky, you know what? I'm gonna bet you money. All right,
The list is fluid.
yeah, if I hit 8 out of 9, if I hit 8 out of 9 of these guys who get cut, you gotta give me $100. $100. So that's my bet. But yeah, no, I mean, I mean, I know Cody. I know you think that's a little crazy to do a simulated training camp, but I know all the drills and stuff, so I can already tell you who's gonna make it.
I mean, I don't think it's crazy at all to have your simulated stuff. What I think is crazy is you're posting it on here to get probably proven wrong on multiple things, and then you got to eat crow with it.
He's trying to create some
No,
some campfire.
he's manufacturing drama. I get it. I live
Yeah,
for
like
it. I live for it.
No, but I mean, so,
I ain't seen you shave your head or eat that hot chip.
that's coming next year. That
he
was
create he's creating some
No,
motivation for these
hey,
players.
he for sure they gonna make him shave his head. He bet Omaha is gonna be all on your butt, boy.
I believe it, and I'm with it, but I no, but it's honestly it's been all the fun. Again, I want to make it really clear, like no insult to any of these players on the list, right? It's all love, all respect. AC, I want to go to you though, right? So over the past couple of weeks, I've been very vocal on Omaha's running back room, right? I said their running back room was a little suspect, right? I thought David Ross was more of a tight end. So they told me I was wrong. They told me I was crazy. And they go out and sign James Summers. So I'm right yet again. But beside that, what do you think about James Summers going to Omaha?
I mean, if as long as James is cool, physically and everything, ain't no. I mean, there's no outside of who was the running back that they had last year? It doesn't matter. Summers can run the ball with the best of them. You know what I mean? So it really don't. Like Summers can run the ball with the best of them. So I think that's one of the best options for real. And if anything, he can pop in and play quarterback if they need him to. So he definitely signed a Swiss Army knife. You said David Ross is a tight end?
Yes.
How I know CJ was gonna hop in here.
I mean, dude, like I've got so many things to do on a Saturday besides this.
I
Like,
mean,
talk about the
CP
other
might be the better
teams.
choice, but
Talk about the other teams in the NAL, man. I love how the Mass Orlando Florida Pirates get a 3-second segment. We're not going to talk about them because we don't want to hurt Chris's feelings.
Well, he ain't got
But
nothing to
it
talk about, CJ. They don't have a team yet.
but there's 8 other teams in the NAL, man. You don't. I've yet to hear you talk about any other team besides us, man. Let us just be us, man. Let us just get ready
They
for the season.
5 guys.
Why does everything got to be about us?
No. Okay, Coach Negron
You're
said
muted.
on
it's
Thursday.
because y'all in the bottom of this little ticker right here with the willing miners and what is that? Whatever else that says.
The
Well,
honey
he
stinger,
he ain't
honey stinger.
he ain't
Yeah,
even
the
mentioned the
honey
Wheeling
stinger.
Miners. He ain't mentioned the Wheeling Miners one time.
They ain't got a
He only
coach yet.
talks about Omaha. Yeah, but look, he
Y'all
can't even say that they're making the playoffs, but Mass is making the playoffs. They don't even have a team.
I never said okay, hold on. All right, CJ, give me a chance.
This is
Okay.
awkward for the
You're
fans,
the
Chris. We can't hear you.
no. Oh. Um, it looks like CJ's
That's that Massachusetts Wi-Fi.
internet issues. But no, can you okay. It's their fault that they signed 35 guys. They signed a 35-man roster. Like that's their fault. So I can criticize. But CJ, you need to cut a D lineman. You have 8 D linemen on the roster. It's too much. Too much. You got to cut one. So
He do player personnel too, CJ.
Oh, I appreciate you translating because I can't hear a damn thing he's saying.
He said you got too many D linemen. Y'all got 8. Y'all need to cut one.
yeah.
See, here's a crazy thought, and AC will understand this. Coach B, you'll understand this. When you bring in players that can play multiple positions, that adds value. Did you know that Raymond Cutts was a linebacker in college at Troy? Did you know that? Did you know Jay Sean Washington can play linebacker? Did you know that Brian Price can play low safety, can play linebacker? Did you know Chris Perry can play linebacker, low safety, running back? So it's more than just signing guys just to fill out a roster, Chris. I know that's how in mass you guys do it. You guys just sign like some guy because it said NFL beside his name and he can only play one position. But we actually, we try to find guys that can fit a 21-man roster. And it's okay. I mean, everyone's got their different process, but damn, man, like talk about someone else. Why do we
Hey,
need a segment every week?
hey,
Like
Cardale
just
Jones
talk about
took a
someone
lot
else,
of
man. Look,
snaps.
you can't say you're covering the NAL and then only cover Omaha. If that's the case, just join our coaches show every week.
No, it's fine. Look, it's all love. AC knows, right? Like you were the first to get a roster. I'm gonna do play blow next week, even though I don't know half the guys on the roster. I'll still try my best. But it's one of those things that, like, I gotta. This is my job. I'm just doing my job at a high level. That's all. But AC, I mean, I guess for you, like, you look across the NAL, like, who's your MVP early on?
I can't hear you.
He,
Hello.
s- he said who your MVP of the NAL if you had to pick right now.
MVP of the NAL. It's so many question marks. You don't know. I mean, like the same way we talk about quarterback playing, who's playing quarterback where, like you don't know. That's really what it's gonna come down to.
What about you, Coach
I
B?
mean, if we go off of who like returning players from last year, offensively, I would say
Nubo.
probably Rosario is in the discussion.
I would say
Um,
either with Paxton Lynch, if he adapts well, Nubo step his game up a bit. But I will also say Javari Flowers could be an MVP of the league.
yeah, I think Rosario is more valuable to their offense than Newbold is. Because we're talking about a all IFL receiver that came into the NAL and made all NAL at running back. So,
I
you
didn't even
know,
know he played wide receiver in the IFL. That's crazy.
yeah, he played at Tulsa.
I'll give you my MVP early on. Um,
I think
let's see. Oh, Matt Struck, Southwest
what's the
Kansas,
running back from Sioux City?
running back. Oh, Mac.
Uh, Puka, whatever Pope, whatever. I can't pronounce his last
The
Oh,
white
name.
the white dude, yeah, he could be up there too.
Yeah, he's a dog year
He's a
in
dog.
year
Like
out.
he returns kicks for him, everything. Like man, he the last year me and CJ was in Carolina, he did us dirty.
Reggie can play any position. I think.
Yeah, that is true. Reggie can play O line. He can play D line. You know what I mean? He can play linebacker. Reggie is we. I call him Mr. Utility.
Coach B, you can't say that. You
Yeah,
can't say
Reggie's a
you
guy for sure.
you can't say guys can play multiple
Me and Reggie
positions.
play
That's where
together.
they
I think
add
his rookie year
value.
playing.
No,
You can't say that. They can only play one position. Guys can only be one trick ponies to be successful in this game. You're not allowed to sign guys that can play multiple positions.
That's because he only dictates it how Mass structure her roster. Let him tell it. Yawwood is the best recruiter and player personnel guy
Yeah.
ever.
he is.
Yeah. I mean, look, he out here dropping. I could
Chris,
only
where
imagine
Matt's
what y'all
going, bro?
their end of year payroll to go 7-9.
Good
That's just
idea.
wicked work. Like out
All right.
here, you
Pensacola.
bringing in a UFL quarterback and all a guy who played in the Big Ten to be his backup. When all along you had the quarterback in Felix Harper, you cut him or trade him to Fishers. Y'all go sign all these dudes, and then you still end up going 7-9. Just
Mm.
crazy. And a team that you was so talking so much trash on ended up making the playoffs in Jacksonville with a quarterback that did not have to run the ball that much or did not have to throw the ball that much behind a running game, a good defense. So just saying, man, there's only so many bets and things you're gonna be able to make before you start, selling off organs and stuff. Like, I mean, you have like 8 shave head bets, you got a hot chip bet, you got this bet, you got this bet, you got this bet. Look, man, just talk about other people. You don't want me to
No,
come. You don't want me coming on here every week
I don't
having to
mind.
say something to you.
I love it.
Just talk about someone else, man. Talk about another something. I mean,
I,
damn,
We're
like
2 minutes
you
away
I
got
from
kind of
talking about
like
the
it,
162
Lakers and the
CJ.
days or
Cowboys.
something to kick off, and you've spent the last 118 talking about us. Talk about someone
I,
else.
How does this affect
I
LeBron's
like it,
legacy?
CJ. This the NAL always turns into the CJ and Chris show.
no, it's all love. It's all respect. I'm
Chris,
just.
we can't hear you. You're gonna have to hop out and hop back in. That's that Massachusetts Wi-Fi. That's why you need to go to Orlando.
All right. I'm gonna hit a quick commercial break, and then we'll go on to AF1.
Hey, that was perfect to play that Omaha Beef right
I
there
was,
at
I
the
was literally gonna
commercial.
say that's irony at its finest.
Yeah, that was perfect. You waited all show to play that Omaha Beef commercial, didn't you, bro?
All right. So AF1, we'll make it quick. Cody, we'll start with you. Let's see. Oceanside Bombers. What do you think about the team? Do you think they're legit and you think they'll play?
Do I think they're legit? We'll see when they take their first snap. I mean, I'm not trying to shoot. I'm not trying to shoot anything down, but there have been so many teams that have been announced, not just an AF1, NAL, whatever. Like, there's so many teams that get announced, and then you see if they play. I do not know how they're going to share an arena with the Strike Force and how that's going to go. Like, if it works, great, but San Diego's already been kind of wishy-washy when it comes to that. You know, there's the issue with not having the home playoff game and all of the stuff that happened with that. There was talk of them potentially folding and going under. They're still around. I don't know how this other team makes things better. So we'll see. I mean, at least they'll have some like travel partners with Oregon and Washington, but I don't know what's going on with Billings. Don't know if that Arizona team is coming to fruition. I mean, yeah. So, like I said, we'll see when they take a snap. That's where I'm at with it.
Oceanside. One thing I did hear is
We're
that
talking
they did.
AF1.
Yeah, AF1. I did hear Oceanside. I know they playing that front wave, the same arena as San Diego, but I heard they got their dates first. So I think that gives them
I
first
can't hear you.
priority. Can you hear me? AC? Can you hear me, Chris?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think I heard Oceanside got their dates first, so looks like I'm thinking I'm just trying to figure out how San Diego and Oceanside is going to both play there this spring.
I mean, if Oceanside got their dates first, then that speaks to what was going on with the schedule with the indoor football league. Because again, we just talked about that earlier in the show of like conflicting reports of when the schedule is even going to be released. So it doesn't surprise me if Oceanside got those dates first. But just because they got the dates doesn't mean they're playing. They could, then it's great if they do. Like I said, that's where we're at. Like if they've got the dates, great. But if they don't take a snap, those dates mean nothing. So, like I said, I'm waiting with bated breath to see if they sign players, take a snap, kick off, go from there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Cody, and I want to show this comment on screen too. I know, yeah, Coach B, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
Oh, see, we was told that they had their dates. I guess the guy who was with Bay Area is now over there with them.
Really?
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, if they kick off, great. I don't know how they're going to fill it. That's a brand new arena. They've got what do they have the G League over there too? I know they've got indoor soccer. I can't remember if they have the G League as well. Like that's a lot of dates to fill amongst all the concerts and Cirque du
Graduations.
Soleil and all of that stuff. You know, it's just like, yeah, we'll see.
What about Stockton? We haven't heard nothing since they announced Stockton. So that would give them another market in the West Coast too if they are coming in.
Stockton's just AI generated at this point. I do not believe that they're even a real team, man. Like, again, another thing. If they kick off, great. They were announced last year with Monterey and Wilkes-Barre and all these other ones, and none of them have come to fruition. So until something happens, I don't think anything is going to happen.
I agree with you, Cody. We'll wrap this up, but AC, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on the AF1.
Chris, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll start. Okay, cool. All right, so AF1, I think. I don't think Oceanside is real at all. I think it's fake. I've said that since the jump. I don't think Stockton is real. There's one more team that will be announced that I think is legit. That will be coming out next week, I think I heard. But I'm concerned about the AF1. I'm concerned about Oregon. I'm concerned about Beaumont, and I'm concerned about Minnesota. Those are my 3 teams. So.
I mean, you can be concerned about the entire league. I mean, if Oregon goes under, Washington does not have a travel partner. Beaumont is in Texas. They have to travel northeast to Albany, Minnesota, Kentucky, or all the way out west. Like, I don't know what's going on with Billings. They are for sale, but whether they get sold or not, that's a whole nother equation. Like, it's not dire straits, but this could be another season where some teams don't make it through, like the half of the season or something like that. Like, they could finish the season, but you might have some replacement players or things like that. Like, we don't know. Or you have, and it might be a segue, but you could have a Corpus Christi situation. So.
For sure. No, that's really all I got for the AF1. I just wanted to, I guess, Cody, who do you got winning the championship for the AF1?
Albany.
I mean, is there anyone else?
Nah,
nothing else matters but Albany in the F1.
No.
Kentucky. I like Kentucky a lot.
No.
You think they're going to compete with Albany? I think Michigan might give them a run for their money. Give Kentucky a run for their money.
I mean, if what they're saying is true about Minnesota overpaying the players and the signing bonuses, then maybe Minnesota has a stake in it. I have no idea. But the league is Albany. That's it. The AF1 is Albany.
Agreed.
And that's not a knock. They're a very good team. They've proven it, but they just destroy their competition time and time and time again. It's just fodder.
So I'll end with this. I think Kentucky will win the championship. I think Minnesota will be overhyped. I don't think Minnesota.
You do not really think that.
Kentucky?
You do not really. No, you don't, Krish.
Yes, I do.
There is no supporting evidence to that statement. There is no way.
Kenny Beal. No, he hasn't signed with Kentucky. No, but it's still, Kentucky's crazy. They got so many good players. Have you seen the D-line AC? Come on now. D-line's crazy.
It does not matter who is there right now. Have you seen what Albany has done?
In the offseason?
Just period. It's Albany.
True, but Billings won it 2 years ago.
Okay, and who did Billings have to beat to win that?
They played in a mall.
Come on, man.
They played in a mall.
Come on,
hey,
man.
Billings only won that year because we folded.
What's my opinion for Oregon next season? I think they'll be really bad, honestly. I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
Listen. I think the team with the closest chance to win is Kentucky.
I think they make the playoffs. Oregon. I think Oregon's going to be better than Washington and Beaumont.
Yeah, no, Beaumont's going to be better than Oregon, coach. You know this. Beaumont is insane. But no, back to AC. Kentucky's winning the championship. Check with me in August.
Don't say back to AC. Keep me out of that.
No, check with me in August, man.
The championship goes through Albany.
I'm sure it does, but Kentucky's winning it, man.
Hey, I won't defend Krish here because Albany's going to win, but it does just take one game. So if he flukes his way to a championship, then cool, he can talk all the S that he wants, but it goes through Albany.
Sure, I can see that, but no, yeah, I think, but like I said, I don't think Minnesota will be too good next year. I think I know AC's favorite coach, Coach Darren Clark down there in Minnesota. I think he's gonna. What do you think, AC? How many games out of 10? Not how many games. You think they'll make the playoffs or not?
Who, Minnesota?
Yeah.
I think they might make it by default, honestly. Not even a knock to them playing, but they might realistically only have 4 to 5 teams that actually finish the season. So, maybe, you know what I mean? And don't get it twisted. Darren Clark knows the game. He played the game. He knows the game. He does. like I said, for me, it's hard when I see certain guys get opportunities, and then a guy close to me like Anson, who's a proven coach, hasn't got one. That's hard for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's no knock. Like one guy winning doesn't mean another guy loses. I don't believe in that.
Right.
You feel me? So I hope Darren Clark, just like with CJ, and his opportunity, I hope CJ does well in Omaha. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. That's my bro. But that's really it. Like, I hope Darren Clark does well in Minnesota, all of that. That's cool. Nobody's beating Albany to me. The only one that has the closest chance is Kentucky. But look who they got. Majority of the guys they have are Albany veterans.
Sure, I agree. But that's really all I got. I appreciate you guys. A lot of fun this morning. Talking ball with you.
I got some AIF news.
What's your
So
AI?
a little birdie told me that I guess they trying a new model. Uh, the the Wyoming team, their offense is going to practice in Wyoming, and their defense is going to practice in Minnesota.
We'll see you next week.
I'm a game changer.